Hi, everybody. Everybody, hi. Well, everybody's not high, but some people are.
Might be in Ohio. They just legalized marijuana.
Look at you,
Sure, there's lots
Ohio.
of people playing in Ohio.
You're about to be purple before you know it, I think. So there's that. How's everyone? Hopefully everything's good out there in the world, or at least not the worst that it could be, at the very least. Prayers to the people of Grindavik there in Iceland, for there's a volcano that is threatening to go off. I looked it up. It's Fagradalsfjall is the name of the volcano. Say that 10 times fast.
I
I couldn't even say the first thing you said fast.
And so prayers for you all. They're supposed to be evacuating, so y'all make sure you stay safe. Do your head counts. Make sure everybody's accounted for, and follow direction. If they say leave, leave. If you, no matter what it is you have to do, you keep safe. I ain't got nothing else. Jim, what you got? Anything?
I'm just busy doing readings. There might be a couple of appointments left in November and December starting to book up too. So if you'd like a reading, jenlintarot.com.
nice.
Taking a week off after Christmas and can't believe Thanksgiving's almost here.
It is right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
Are you going anywhere for Thanksgiving, Johnny, or are you staying home?
No.
Staying home?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everybody I know lives in Oklahoma, so I ain't going back there for zero reasons. So,
Oh,
no, staying here. I might cook though, so yay me. We'll
yeah,
see.
you.
That might happen. I don't know though. What you got going on, Miss Lori?
I have readings available. You can go to my website, thewayofpositivechange.com, if you want to have a reading with me. And I think I'm going live tomorrow sometime on either on Danny or Sheila's channel. I'm not quite sure. I guess they're going to let me know what I'm doing. Because they're just going to text me. I'm doing something tomorrow.
And I got a class starting January the 7th.
Nice.
A tarot class, beginner's tarot class, January 7th. It's at 2 p.m. Pacific. That much I know so far. So if you are interested, you send me an email, tarotsapprentice@gmail.com. You're not paying for anything now. You're just reserving your spot. And
what day does that start on? What day does that 7th fall on?
That's a Sunday.
Oh, okay, there you go.
November. January the 7th, 2 p.m. It's on the Sunday. The class is 6 weeks long, for those who want to know. So what else? Oh, Lord. Okay. So we got quite a few. Of course, we will not get through them all because thank you all for submitting the questions on the community tab. I have 37, so
wow.
We'll see what we can do.
Welcome to your new members that are joining.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's a lot of reminders too. So thank you, Pisces, for 9 months.
There's one right before that too.
So let's see.
Lynn just popped out.
Yeah, she clicked the wrong button there.
Okay. She'll be back.
It's one of them things, and I do this a lot too, to where your mouse is sitting and it's been sitting for the longest time, and you don't know that it's on the little red X up above everything. And so as soon as you click, it was on that thing and it shut your whole page down. So
and out she goes.
So where to even start? There was a lot of questions on Mike Johnson. We've done a bunch of questions on him already, but I do have one or two on him since he is in the seat. As far as Israel goes, I said this on one of my other live streams that like, I don't want to do a whole bunch of readings on that. I do want to know how it will impact Biden, because there's a lot of people saying that since you're pro-genocide, I'm not voting for you. And so there's a whole bunch of those type of groups popping up too. And so I do want to know how that will affect him. But I want to read on the conflict itself. Human beings will never understand war is not the answer. So it will continue, unfortunately. And then also, unfortunately, it will be an old story. And then they'll just repeat it and do it again. So that is what it is. All you can do is stay safe and pray, I suppose. So we're not in diplomatic positions, so we can't make those kind of changes other than voting. So there's that.
Welcome back, Jen Lynn.
My computer decided to, let me do an update right now and try to reboot. I'm like, no, remind me later. So if I disappear again, it's trying to install some freaking update.
Mine did that to me 3 times. And so I'm like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Not on Sunday nights. You want to do it all day Sunday. I don't care. Not on Sunday nights.
Wow, that's funny. What timing.
And Twitter talks about it all day long. If you just want war talk, you go there. They got all kinds of graphic images for you too, if you want that type of thing too.
Who does?
Twitter.
Oh.
And they talk about it all day. And I think, and this is not something I know, and it hasn't happened as of yet, that YouTube is going to start searching for people talking about Israel at some point, and I don't want to be one of them people. So.
Me either.
You know, I'm seeing a lot of channels like reaction channels and stuff that have 500,000, 800,000 subscribers they're kicking off YouTube over content. And I'm like, wow.
Because they were doing it to us during COVID, because you couldn't say the word COVID. They were doing it to us with the QAnon. You can't say the word QAnon.
Right.
You couldn't say Proud Boys. You couldn't say the Oath Keepers. Now you can, because it's kind of old news. But they didn't want this, like this, the censoring. And I don't care nothing about that part, because it's not my platform. So if you don't like it, then go somewhere else, type of thing. So I don't really care. I don't need to talk about QAnon, and I can always say Quackernon, and that just works just fine. You know who I'm talking about. We have a Quackernon question too. So
I'm actually so used to saying Quackernon now that I say it in everyday life too.
Yeah.
Like QAnon.
Right. It just became second nature. Yeah.
Let's start with a quacker himself, Steve Bannon. He seeks to overturn his sentence for defying Congress. And will he be successful? He had a 4-month prison or jail or whatever it was. 4 months. They are different, but I don't remember which one he got. 4 months and $6,500 fine. Will he be successful in overturning such a thing?
You mean getting out of the jail time?
He seeks to overturn that whole thing.
Steve, should I put 3 pens on right here? 2. I need one more.
If he came to you for a reading and said, I want to overturn my sentence.
Judgment on the bottom. Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh, and thank you to Coltos for the donation. I meant to say it last week and I forgot, and I just remembered just now.
He's going to jail. He's going to jail. It's like it's done. He's toast. But I get there's another investigator that's going to seek him out over something that he worked with others on. So probably like a Jack Smith or something. That's just a matter of time. So he may be interviewed from jail. I'll put it that way. Mm-hmm. Deposed as you decompose in jail. He looks like he's rotting.
He is.
I'm pretty sure his insides have already begun that process.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he wants to move forward, but he's going to get news that he can't. And there's changes coming, and I just think he's going to the clinker.
Listen, due to crime.
Going to the clinker.
But mind you, this was defying Congress. All you had to do was come talk.
He could have
You pushed their hand, and so some of them stood up and said, "Okay, fine. If that's what you want, let's do that."
He could have sat there and pled the fifth like a lot of them did, but no, I'm gonna be an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Thumb your nose at the law. There's your schemes, and it ends in the Ten of Swords, and so no, this will not be overturned. There's a lot of details they have, and so it's not like they don't have a strong case. And mind you, again, this is just you defying Congress, so you're going to be in this is a delay tactic. So this is him being embattled, and that's something you're going to have to walk away from, buddy. So.
Good, great. And remember, he fired his whole legal team, so then it got delayed. He just was whatever. Such a joke.
Well,
if it was any of us,
right? I mean, if it was any of us, we wouldn't work for Donald Trump. So there was that.
Well, that's true.
Well, I mean, okay, that's not fair to say too, because there are some people who are in the government and have been in the government before he got there, and so once he got there, there's no reason to not be the White House chef because stupid came in. So, you can keep your job. You worked for him, sort of. You worked for the United States, and he just happened to be the person who conned himself into the seat.
As we said, he got even the pool boy in trouble. Why would you want to work for him?
So, well, let's go there, shall we? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker have all been targeted. They have not been questioned as of yet, but they have been targeted. There is a plumber, a maid, a chauffeur, and literally a woodworker that have been on the radar of Jack Smith for questioning because, as most people have now realized, it's the invisible people. The person cutting your hair while you're talking about your crimes, and you don't think that they're listening because cutting hair apparently shuts your ears off or something. And so it's those people that are always in the background of something that know all these little bitty bits of details that they can piece together with the right investigator.
He's hanging molding in Trump's bedroom, so I'm sure he overheard a lot. What's interesting, if y'all missed it, July 30th, the Petty Boots, I believe it's on the episode on Johnny's channel on July 30th, we read on who else is he going to get in trouble besides the pool boy. And I said a driver and Ivana's hairstylist. And Ivana's hairstylist, they're looking at her now because it came out of campaign finance. Thank you, Mary.
Mm-hmm. And now there is not a chauffeur is not in trouble necessarily.
But
Melania.
Yeah, Melania's hairstylist. Over $100,000 that she's paid him came out of one of the campaign finance things. So now, like, there's investigations around them and how they handled things.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
So the plumber, the maid, the chauffeur, and the woodworker, are they going to be called in for questioning? If yes, will they yield any beneficial information for Jack Smith's case? If no, why not? Is it they're just not important enough to ask? Do they have enough to go on? Whatever your cards are.
He's already talked to them. The question will be if he brings them into the trial.
Yeah.
Testify. Trump is livid.
Well, they have given him good information.
You still got to get the golf caddy, though.
He hires all the best people.
Plumber, the chauffeur, the maid, the woodworker in the kitchen with the butcher knife. I tell you, we really need to create a Clue Trump game. We talked about that before. We really need it.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay.
I really hope they get this approved to televise this case.
Do you think they will?
I don't know. It's a federal one, but people have been asking to televise it because America needs to see the truth because so many people still don't believe everything Trump's done.
That's what I say too. They need to see it. I mean, then again, it doesn't really matter because there were people lining up for on waiting on JFK to come back and be Donald Trump's running mate. So I don't think that there is such a thing as see it and believe it anymore. It's see it and you planted it to make him look bad. That's what it is now.
And I think in that same video, I said something about a businessman that Trump knew was going to make news. I think that was that Australian businessman around the documents stuff. I think, yeah, so.
Yeah, so.
I think, yeah, in secret, they're ready to just, gush with information. So yeah, it will change the outcome of this trial. I'm getting all my 3 cards. I think 3 of them will be testifying in court. And yeah, they know secrets. They know about the moving of the documents. I think they know like some of the people Trump talked to about this, things that he did trying to obstruct, showing where the documents were. Something about the internet thing too, like where he was trying to get the guy to wipe out the security camera stuff footage. But I'm getting 3 of them, maybe more, because I get they're not done with people at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe more than 3.
Yeah,
there might be another couple of surprise testimonies. He's gonna get that golf caddy.
yeah. I think they saw a lot of things that people didn't think they saw. So I've got the Page of Swords and the 7 of Cups there, and there was fighting and about how to move these things, where to move them, how to move them, who took off with what, and now there's some lying going on there because I also have the Moon card. So not everyone's gonna completely confess everything, but there's a lot of listen, with these 3 alone, there was some lies and deception and obfuscation and just all kinds of let's move it, let's not tell the truth, let's lie, oh my gosh, someone was even spying. Yeah, what a mess. Thank you, Hope.
Thank you, Hope. Thank you, Robin. Okay, so first of all, there is some people with the Knight of Cups and the High Priestess. There are some people here that they haven't been named as of yet. So maybe the golf caddy is not that far of a stretch, Mike.
I'm telling you, if you had a dog, the dog walker would be called in.
And see, here's the thing too. He doesn't have a dog, but somebody might. And so we can't rule anybody out right now. There's someone here too, possibly around beautifying someone. So maybe like a hairdresser. They have some more information, or there's possibly another one like a tailor or something of that nature. There's other people that are in the background, because that's the word of warning is the 3 of Cups. There's some people that are yet to be named that will also be called in. And so we will hear more about how employee 1, employee 2, and employee 3 are also going to be added to the line for questioning. I don't believe they are in any trouble, but there are possibly 2 who might be with the 5 of Cups, because there is some regret that they do have. They were commissioned to do a specific thing. So they do have a regular 8 of Pentacles type job, but they also have something they were commissioned to do, like the Nalta dude moving the boxes. And so you do this, but I want you to also do that. And somebody moved the boxes to the bathroom and it's not him. Somebody flooded the equipment room and it's not him. So there are people who have all these little extra duties. They will also be in some sort of trouble, but this is the United States versus Donald Trump, truly, because there's all kinds of people here that are going to be called in. And this is just actually a matter of time. They're already on the docket for questioning. I don't know about coming to court, but as far as questioning goes, definitely.
For those asking in the chat, Becca had a family thing to do tonight. That's why she's not with us.
If you watch every week, she said it last week. Shame on you for not knowing that.
Having some family fun. And that's so funny that you both got the 3 of Cups. So that could maybe even be a party planner or something that happened at a party, or
something festive. You know, he was a wedding crasher too.
The bartender.
The regular DJ when Trump's not DJing himself.
Because that's what he was doing. He was selling his presents for wedding crashes.
Yeah, so, it's funny because Johnny said something about the bartender in that video. So that would be funny if the bartender gets in trouble.
Food and drink. I remember saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Grace. Well, speaking of drinks and drunks, let's talk about Marjorie Taylor Green.
I was going to say, we already talked about Steve Bannon.
This is the male version.
Okay.
Or the female version.
Female.
I said that maybe backwards. I don't know. So she has introduced a portion of a bill. They've all kind of collaborated on this transportation bill, which they are holding up the government for, too, mind you, because if it doesn't pass, then the funding bills don't pass, and so forth and so forth. It'll pass the House possibly, but it won't pass the Senate. And so then it becomes one of those things because they've dirtied it up. And so right now, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, I'm reading from, who is these people? I forget. They moved to cut the Transport Secretary Pete Buttigieg's salary to $1 per year. And they also targeted the White House press secretary and one other person.
Somebody in the military, they tried to do that too.
And this was introduced by Marjorie Taylor Green. And she is pushing this bill for their salaries to be cut to $1. And mind you, no one in the Senate, at least Democratic, is going to vote for that. So with those kind of pieces of garbage in a bill that you need to have passed, it is not going to pass. And thus we go back to the drawing board, which is why you need clean bills in the first place. So
he's even lost Boobert's vote because she called her a vaping hoe the other day.
like,
you're doing it to your own party.
She did.
So will this pass the Senate, the transportation bill? And that's what Marjorie Taylor Green has put the $1 thing in. Will it pass the Senate?
The $1 transportation bill?
Well, it's a transportation bill that she put that $1 clause in there.
She put an amendment in it.
And it has nothing to do with transportation. But
Well, Marjorie Taylor's transportation. Hopefully it transports her out of this universe.
yeah. Because she's fine with not collecting a salary at all, because she was being fined during COVID because she wouldn't wear a mask and all these other type of things. How about all y'all make $1 so you can understand?
Yeah, I'm surprised she hadn't tried to get the presidential salary taken to $1. Yeah, no, give it up, Marjorie. Nobody's supporting that. It's that amendment. I get it'll be made smaller, like that amendment will be taken out or something. And I get because of Biden's growth and everything that things are going to get through that are his agenda, not hers.
What did you get, Johnny?
No, actually, I think McConnell has something to say about it too. Because I get my Republican card and then there he is. There's something. I don't think you need to start throwing stones like that one in these type of bills. And so he may have something to say about that too.
Let's take her salary to $1.
Yeah, exactly. I think they'll overrule her and put it to death. That's what I get. Death card, that means it ends, right? I mean, it's done. Through finish.
So can we ask it this way? Will they take out her amendment, pass it in the Senate, and kick it back to the House?
Will they what?
Take out her amendment on that $1 salary thing, pass the bill in the Senate, and then kick it back to the House.
Oh, okay. Will they do that?
because they can do amendments in the Senate too,
Okay.
or cut amendments.
Will the Senate work around her then? Throw it out, work
Mhm.
around.
I think they will. I think they'll cut that amendment out, and then to send a message and complete it in the Senate and kick it back. That's a yes card. Strength and a timing thing here with the government, so I think they'll cut it out. She loses. She's a loser.
She was born that way.
What did you get? I'm a little. Hey, there's Sebastian.
Hey, Autumn.
Autumn's here from Black and Orange. What did you get, Johnny? I'm a little confused. I think this gets tied up, but I think they get rid of her with it.
Nothing. I was reading, so I didn't poll. You go ahead, though.
Oh. I think they go around her, yes, because I've got the Sun and the Empress, but then they have a problem. Like they may still have to reword something in there, but these two are the strongest cards, so I think they work around her.
So, okay. They have voted to censure Rashida Tlaib, and were successful. What I want to know is, will that hurt Democrats for 2024? Because that splits, because some Democrats, I think, 22, also voted to censure her as well. And so they're starting to have a little fracture when it comes to that. And Israel is fracturing the party, period. So will that hurt them for 2024? As far as trying to get the White House, the Senate, the House of Representatives?
The fact that they censored Tlaib?
Yes.
Will it hurt Biden? Will it hurt President? What will the censor have?
No, the women are still going to come out in droves, and the youth, and then all this, judicial crap on Trump, and all his thievery and everything. Those cases are going to be won against Trump. So I get, when it comes down to the votes, there's big votes, steady votes still for Democrats.
What'd you get, Johnny?
No, I do get the person in power here still collects a lot of influence and votes, and it ends in the star, so it does get better. It is, however, going to be horrible right now with the Knight of Swords in the Tower. There's a lot of chaos.
Power?
Mm-hmm.
I did too.
And especially right now, it's because right now is going to look horrible. And unfortunately, as I said earlier when we started, that this whole thing is more than likely going to be over before 2024 election gets here, the whole Israel thing. And it'll be an old story, unfortunately, because again, you need to learn from this and say war is not the answer, but that we will repeat it, unfortunately. So there's a lot of chaos right now, a lot of destruction, a lot of hurt feelings, a lot of people that are, I'm not voting for Biden. They just had the Muslim group in Michigan. And then there's also a bunch of group of people in Rashida Tlaib's home state that are calling for her to resign. And so there's the divide and there's the destruction. There's the chaos. There's all that kind of energy. It's happening now. There will be some sort of salve that is put on it with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles going forward. You're still going to have people that are not going to support, thank you, Grace, at all, which, okay, fine. I just don't think these people, because this is the word of warning, Queen of Cups, I don't think these people who are not yielding support, I don't think they're in a number big enough to affect his presidency or him being reelected, but they are still there. And I don't think that this is going to harm the Democrats or him in any way. Well, not in a big number. That's what I get.
I got that Tower card too, so it's so upsetting, I guess, everywhere. But I feel like something else happens with a couple of other world leaders that is connected to this tower, but I think it'll be okay.
You know, I got that last week or something. I went live or something, and it seems as though, no, I think it was in his read, the Biden read, I think, that he has some problem with some allies or some ally relationships are starting to not fracture, but they're becoming strained. And I think that's definitely going to happen.
Thank you, Margaret, for the donation.
Thank you, Margaret. Okay, so let's talk about his opponents then, since he seems to still be strong within this. Jill Stein is she a doctor? I think she
is Dr. Jill Stein.
Dr. Yeah. Jill Stein. So anyway, Jill Stein is running for president. And what are her chances? And will this impact Biden? However you want to ask that. What are her chances? Basically,
she robbed Gore of the she robbed Gore of the presidency.
So she's running again.
Mm-hmm.
Jill Stein.
Third party.
It's like the JFK Jr. or RFK Jr. guy trying to take away votes.
I had the 10 of Pentacles card fly out of the deck. So she's doing this for money. I think she's being paid. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Lord. Y'all are so petty. Jesus. Wait a minute. Where is it at? Jill Stein is Frankenstein's great niece. It's like... Lord Jesus. Okay. Jill Stein. What are your chances, Jill Stein?
She has no chance. It'll come to an end, but this is a backstabbing motive behind this. Because I get, the winner's going to be a fair man, gets all the votes. She's just trying to message. Interesting. I get that 10 of Pentacles too. Like, it's messaging. It's about money. It's trying to shift votes away from someone else. And yeah.
Remember when she was at that big table with Mike Flynn and all of those other people that went over there to Russia to have? No. Here's the outcome card.
She's waiting on that big gift of money though. Mm-hmm. Somebody's paying her a lot.
But she goes nowhere. But she's going to get money.
Well,
she's probably being paid for by Russia or somebody like that, Saudi Arabia or somebody.
She is going to... She's not running for president, if you ask me. They are running for attention, first of all. Because if you run... A third party is not impossible to get in, but you're going to need 68 million people to write your name in somewhere. Because you're not going to be on every ballot, and it's very hard to get to penetrate the market because the whole two-party system thing dominates our politics. And so that's just that, period. But there is something else here with the Three of Wands. She anticipates doing something different. This has nothing to do with the presidency. I don't get any leadership cards. I get you're doing something different. And it's planned out here with the Wheel of Fortune, and my America card also presents. So there's a system to this. And so it's you and people who say that they are with the No Labels Party or the Green Day Party or whatever, all them other things, they're all sort of the one thing. They have an agenda to sort of fracture the system, is what they tell you, but there's something else there. Because they always seem to come out and sound very much like a progressive Democrat. And then they hang out with people who are not progressive Democrats.
Exactly.
So that's what kind of, and that's not in the, I'm just saying that's what kind of makes my antenna go haywire. It's like, what? Why? We don't need any more mansions and any more cinemas, please. And so there's a different kind of plan she's working on, and it's not the presidency. I don't know what it is.
It's kind of like, Mike Johnson, our speaker. He doesn't believe in dinosaurs. He doesn't believe, like in the museums, those bones are dinosaurs or anything, or fossilized footprints. He believes the Earth is newer than that, but he supports fossil fuel. It's like, hello, where do you think the fuel came from? Fossil fuel.
I mean, this is what happens when you take your everything from the Bible. The Bible should be your inspiration, not your educational textbook.
The dichotomy, you can't mesh that up with those two beliefs.
So we also have another race, and it's not picking up a whole bunch of press. Roland Gutierrez is taking on Ted Cruz because Manchin decides he wants to retire, and so now the number game is in peril right now. So Roland Gutierrez, will he have any chance whatsoever against Ted Cruz, who nobody likes, and yet he keeps his job? So
he's a Democrat?
Yes.
Ted Cruz. Will someone please beat Ted Cruz?
Even your daughter doesn't like you, Ted Cruz.
Nobody loves me but my mama, and she could be jabbing too, as the song says. Does it have any chance?
I'm going to ask it this way. Will Ted Cruz be beat?
What the heck? What are they going to do? Redraw lines, or what are they doing here? Redistricting?
Something's going to court over this.
This is bad.
It may be because all the Republican money they're trying to defeat the Dems and Biden. It's like there's looking into something that whether it's redistricting or something, but there's
gerrymandering.
There's multiple people working together on it. It's going to have to go through courts, and I get it'll get blocked, whatever it is, in like their state Supreme Court. So I think this guy could beat successfully Ted Cruz and head to the government, but there's some big old guys working in secret to try to stop that. That could be the governor too, Mr. Hot Wheels, working in secret to try to block him.
What
I,
did you
I
think?
swear, Ted Cruz has only won by cheating. To me, there's no way Beto lost to him.
Yeah, this is so bad. I mean, this is so bad. This is a huge fight. I mean, this is the base of the Celtic Cross. This is a huge fight, night against night, and they're already thinking and planning about how they're going to do this, and they're just going to lie and bully and look at how bad that is, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
That's really bad. And look at the outcome card. I mean, this is not good what they're doing in Texas. Bad.
It's kind of like the same thing I got when Beto was running. It's like, yes, he's going to win. He's going to beat Ted Cruz, but it may not look that way once the Republicans are done with it.
High Priestess Devil, Ten of Swords.
Whoa.
There's something else going on there. So what are his chances? Not the best in the world. There's something else happening. So, but it is also not impossible either. So there's something else that he gets to penetrate in this. So maybe he puts some more information out there. Maybe he just, and this could be one of them things too, with this Six of Swords and the Strength. These take patience, kind of like temperance. You have to hold on to the more than light type of thing, and then you have to soft answer turn it the way wrath type of thing, and you have to tame the beast. And so these things take patience, they take meekness, they take temperance, they take patience. He could plant the seed just like Beto or something like that, to where more people voted this time than voted last time. More youth voted this time than voted last time. More Latinos voted this time than voted last time for Democrats, and more this and more that. Not enough to help him win, but more to be engaged. Then when the next person comes along, then more people vote that time, and then it gets bigger and bigger until you get rid of the red influence, even in Texas. And so it's not impossible. It just takes a whole bunch of time. But as far as him beating Ted Cruz, I don't know. We'll see.
It hadn't been that long since Ann Richards was there as a Democratic governor. So Texas is more blue than they want to admit. They've just
It's the cities. They just got way too many of these little other things.
Right.
Manchin. Will his exit hurt the Democrats in the Senate?
Could someone please tell me what happened to his hair? Did he
went to Trump's barber.
Did he put a pelt on it? It was like, parting it and greasing it back and parting it in the middle and spiking it up and everything. And all of a sudden he comes with this. I don't like to make fun of anyone. I'm just talking about his hair, right? But I mean, what happened?
Maybe he got his last haircut when he was on his multi-million-dollar yacht, and oops, I slipped. Rocking on the waves.
Woo, he got some bad hairdo advice. That's all I'm saying. What was the question? All I could think of was his hair, Tony. What's Manchin going to do?
Will it hurt the Dems?
Well, it hurt the Dems.
Him not
his
running
retirement. He said he's going to go and basically work for the middle. He's going to go and be a third party person and try to bridge the gap between the left and the right. That's his next
right. And remember, like in Kentucky, in the coal districts, they voted very Dem for re-electing the Dem governor there. So they're not that different from West Virginia.
Anything can happen. He got elected, so it's not impossible.
He's probably going to run as president one day as some third party crap.
Oh, Jesus.
Then I'll move to Bali. What do you have? What do you see?
Ultimately, no, because I get that there's an abundance of women, strength behind that come in to vote. So, I it might be chaotic in Virginia that he's left. And there's money behind this. I think he's like leaving for some other job he's being paid for. But will it hurt the Dems? No. They might lose his seat. That might shift, to Republicans. But
I got that too.
There's too many women coming out ultimately, so we're going to have other seats.
I got the same thing. It feels like a loss or woohoo. I can't imagine anyone having tears over his departure, please. But I think there's enough. I think there's enough new people and people voting new people in. Yeah.
I'm going to ask it this way: will a Dem win his seat?
Will it hurt the Dems? I get yes. With the Democrat card here in the 10 of Pentacles, I think they go back to 50-50 with the 2 of Wands, but we shall see.
Oh boy. Okay. I thought it was a little better than that.
We'll go with yours.
Well, I mean, this could be 50-50. Right?
Just get rid of McConnell. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I get that a Dem could secure the seat because the women are coming out. It's a big fight, but I get, kind of surprising everybody. So a Dem could win West Virginia.
Because there's a Republican that's getting all the numbers right now because he wasn't going to be able to win his reelection.
Yeah. They need women's health care in West Virginia too.
Yeah, maybe they'll flip someone else's seat. Another Republican will lose.
Well, speaking of flipping, Mike Johnson says no to impeachment because you do not have sufficient information or evidence, excuse me. And I'm pretty sure that was not the answer some people wanted to hear. And he also now has on his back a shutdown looming too. So what I want to know is, will he work with Democrats to avoid a shutdown? If yes, will his party turn on him? If no, why not?
He's got some kind of like ladder thing, like, okay, we'll pass this much and then this much and then this much or something.
Or let's just stop doing this, period. And
just pass the budget.
So the first question is
will he?
Because I was just mentioning the impeachment part because he said no to impeachment, and then that upset some people in his party. But what I want to know is, will he work with Democrats to avoid a shutdown? If yes, will his party turn on him? If no, then why will he not work with?
Well, Speaker.
The MAGA ones want the shutdown. It's like, y'all are idiots. That'll just go against them even more in the election.
He's such a worm.
You know what I don't like about him the most? Well, not the most, but one of the things is that he reminds me of Stephen Colbert every time I look at his face.
No. No.
It's like you have no right to look that way.
No.
It's very unclear if he'll work with Democrats. I get there's a whole bunch of women fighting, so cat fights galore, Hobart and Fishy Itchy Kitty all fighting, a lot of sneaky agendas going around. I get no bad news. I think the government will shut down. It might be short, like for a few weeks or something, and then they start again and get down to the details. But I think they're going to go into a shutdown. He'll ultimately have to return to it and secure support from the Dems to get a budget through.
Yeah, it's like he talks to them and then it goes like they won't help him or something. He will try to work with them, but then he can't iron this out. They can't, maybe because the crazy 8 or something. What did you
too
get?
Extreme. Things he wants to cut, he's too extreme, but then he won't go for
it. I get confusions ×2 with the moon and the 7 of cups. There's too many dirty bills and there's too much garbage going back and forth. Him in his speakership, there's the leader in the 8 of cups. He will have to abandon whatever it is that they want. And they will reach a compromise with temperance. Temperance takes patience, though. So this is one of those midnight hour type of things where see how far you can push it. And they do realize how this makes them look as well with the 7 of swords. But something will blow open here with the tower, and he will have to abandon whatever it is that he's working on or whatever it is they're trying to push. And eventually they will work together.
Okay, good.
I'm so sick of people. I can't do it.
Maybe he just goes in the hot seat.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of speaker are you when you have an app to monitor? You and your son have an app to monitor each other's porn viewing. Come on. This is not the kind of man that should be in a speakership.
What is that? I just...
Yeah, covenant. Yeah. Here, that's who you want as your accountability partner, right? Your 17-year-old son. Come on.
Mind you, who it's illegal for him to watch such things in the first place.
Yeah.
But okay.
Where's your controls on devices blocking it?
I haven't even heard all this baloney.
Oh my God. They have apps on each other's phones and things. They get alerted if they're watching something like porn.
Okay.
Anyway. So Eric Adams, the mayor of NYC, who is got some turkey ties, and I don't mean to meet. And they have, FBI has seized his phone and his laptop. Now he's a Democrat, mind you, for those who, think Democrats don't commit crimes. They do.
Menendez.
And so what I want to know is maybe a general read for his future, or if you want to ask a specific question, you can. I did this reading yesterday with a practice class, and so I was going to do a general read and see what.
Where's he from?
New York. The new mayor. I think he's been there, a year and a half?
Oh, yeah, the mayor.
The mayor of New York, is he?
Brand new mayor.
Eric Adams. He was the former police chief, I believe,
right,
or something like that, and got elected. When he came in with some controversy, mind you, because his relationships were being scrutinized at that point, because he knew some very interesting people when it comes to people who have been called into court, and then all of a sudden, nothing happened. So he's got some ties to some very weird people. Or I shouldn't say weird, it's not neutral. Some very interesting characters.
The exact question is he going to get in
The exact question is whatever you want to ask. I'm going to do a general read, but
Okay.
the FBI got his phone and his laptop, so maybe what we're going to find, what's going to happen to him. I just basically want to know his future. The future of him. Something told me something was wrong the moment I saw him. I'm like, don't go into it. Like, I did a reading on him a long time ago. I don't even remember what I said. But
He's about to get. in big trouble, big changes. I get his past is going to do him in. There's treachery there, and justice coming after him. There's some sort of thievery or corruption going on there. Big time corruption with money that's going to get illuminated, and he could lose it all and end up in jail. That's sad.
Yeah. Boy, Jen, I got that devil card pop right out there too. I sure did. And he likes what he likes. He likes some fine things and some fine wines, and he's going to be put on pause. His career is going to be put on pause. Maybe him and Mikey Johnson can have a timeout together in the same corner. Where's Cuomo when you need him?
Albert. The 4 of Wands and the 7 of Wands, he will be defending especially against get-togethers and luncheons and campaign this and any kind of festive. Maybe he had a quinceañera he took something from. There's a whole bunch of little things that he's got some things going on that he is going to have to defend against, and it just compounds. His word of warning, Page of Pentacles. This is something physical that holds knowledge, like a book or receipt or anything that holds knowledge or resources or information about your resources, money. This could be your cash money, your credit cards. His phone and his laptop yield a lot of stuff. And
which implies it's still going on. It's not just in his past.
Because what I got yesterday when I did this read is that this is also going to tie in him when he was police chief. There are some people who should have been jailed that were not, or some sweet, what you call the grease the palm type deals type of thing. And so this is New Jersey politics, or you keep this out of New York. There's a lot of that type of thing in his phone. This is not over because it implicates a lot of other people as well. There is some sort of mercy for him, though, with the Hierophant and the 6 of Swords. There is some sort of mercy. I don't know if he eventually cooperates or something of that nature, like later on down the line, but because a lot of secrets still need to come out with the High Priestess. And so I think he has no choice. 4 of Cups, well, you always have a choice, but you don't have a good choice. And so I think eventually he cooperates, and the 4 of Cups is also a blessing in disguise. And so this is one of those things to where now your life can pivot in a better direction. And so there is some mercy that will be shown. So he's not going to spend 400 days in jail or something of that nature. So
it's New York after all. They'll make him a deal. He just can't refuse.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, speaking of Tuberville, your question, Jen, is he holding out for Donald Trump to be elected? That way Donald Trump gets to make all the decisions, kind of like McConnell did with the Supreme Court.
Yeah. So how McConnell held back voting for Supreme Court people while Obama was president, is Tuberville doing the same thing with these military positions because he wants, because Trump wants to use military against protesters and everything when he comes in. He's going to just be a holy nightmare with that. Is Tuberville wanting to hold back on these positions so Trump can fill them in the military? Is that his angle? Because why else would he not put people in the military,
Yeah, he isn't doing this by himself. So this is a good question because this 3 came flying out, and that means we've got other people on this team.
It's not just about the military can't do the women's health care the way they're doing it. No, there's some other motive going on here.
I'm just gonna grab some more water.
I need you to not care so much about other people's health care when you won't even give people universal health care in the first place.
Yeah, it's a lie that it's about the women's health care thing going on. This is about clinging and waiting for somebody else to come in. There's another hidden agenda and trying to block things in the meantime until the person he supports returns, gets back in power. So he's bullying and keeping this to an end. I think it's deliberate for Trump's benefit, not for because of women's health care. Yeah, just like Trump named Michael Flynn's brother to one of the top positions in the military. He wants protection in there for Trump in the military.
I think you're onto something. He's definitely working with someone else. This isn't just him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just getting lots of money and maybe waiting until he thinks maybe Biden will leave. Or someone else leaves. Mayorkas or any of the other people.
Unfinished work for somebody else.
So I get a confirmation or a yes to the question, and then it's challenged by the hangman. So there's someone else pulling a string too for delays and things of that nature. There's also decisions on military. These are my military officers. So there's decisions for people in position, though, not just officers. In the past, there is the fool. So there is a full connection to this. There was something that he did in the past for him or that they did together and that he's trying to repeat. Five of Swords also here. So there's this bully tactic or underhanded tactic or dishonorable behavior as well. It ends in Ace of Swords, so get another confirmation as well. So yes, but there is somebody else. There's a teamwork effort to this. This is not just him. He's just the one holding it up, which is It highlights a failing in our government that one person can stop the whole show. Even if it's for a good thing, it still shouldn't happen. So
even when he's got Republicans screaming at him, you're doing the wrong thing, especially right now with what's going on in the world.
So Project 20, is it 2025? Is that what it's called?
2025.
Okay, so if implemented, it could decimate federal government's climate work, the transition to clean energy, the expansion for electrical grids, the slashing for the funds of the EPA and the Environmental Justice Office. It will shutter the Energy Department's renewable energy offices. It will prevent states from adopting California's clean car pollution standard. Delegating more regulations on pollution industries for rollback. Let me see if I got something else here. It also addresses other areas of government by rooting out so-called deep state. So you have a bunch of conspiracy flying around too. By building up a conservative database of up to 200,000 replacement employees for those who agree with conservative and authoritarian principles. So if you are caught being a deep state, then they have somebody waiting in the wing to be your replacement. The project also advocates for installing conservative Christian principles as a foundation of national government. Much of this contrary to the principles of our national constitution, which is written to encourage democracy and get us away from European authoritarianism and religious influence. So Project 2025 is supposed to be implemented if Donald Trump is the presidente. So I don't know what the question was. I just know I'm supposed to write that down. Did you have a question, Lori, specifically to that?
A couple of people asked me if we could read on it, just see if they'll be successful with it.
Okay.
If it'll grow in nature.
Will all of those things in 2025, Project 2025? What's the future look like for Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation? And the Kubas that run it.
Well, this is a quid pro quo right off the bat. Just creating chaos. They get a lot of money behind them, a lot of industry victory with that, but it's not going to go anywhere because I keep getting like all the women come out and bully back. It's going to come down to women's health care. So all of these types of things, their support might grow for a little bit and then it's just dunk. Doesn't go anywhere. And I will be right back.
What did you get, Johnny?
Will it be successful? Depends on what you mean by success. Will it be implemented nationwide? And no. But the fact that, because this what is the Heritage Foundation, the fact that they have power over people in the government is part of their success already. Because that shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't happen, but it does on both sides. They both have special interest groups that influence our government. Because there's your manipulation. The devil and the magician, that's not a good combination. Because it's a very powerful combination if you want to control someone.
Right.
And so that's how the reading starts. And how the reading ends is Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So opportunity and success. The opportunity is small, but it's still there. And so it's not on a wide scale with the Six of Pentacles, Ten of Swords. It's not on a wide scale. The Empress is the thing that sort of expands everything. And it's not on a wide scale. But the fact that it's there at all is bad enough for me. So it's not successful nationwide, but it's successful with getting some people in position to either hold things up like they're doing now or to stop things completely like they're doing now.
Yeah. I think the way they have it is too top heavy at this moment, but they have so much money and they can hide it and play shell games with how they want to get some of these things implemented. And it's like they're going to feed some of it in, like some of it seeps in. This is my outcome card. So I don't think the whole thing goes through, but they're going to get bits and parts. They're able to word things funny, even in the way we vote, that they're able to get some footing here. Mm-hmm. So we basically got the same thing. Well, you got bigger success cards than I did, but I feel like
I like that you say, because it's too top heavy. It's basically you're trying to do too much at the same time. If you wanted to maybe shrink or cripple the EPA and that's all you said, okay, fine, somebody might go for that. But the EPA and then religious standards and then cripple this agency and that agency and that agency and then replace people who are deep state. Like you're trying to do way too much that sounds crazy at the same time instead of conservative. If you just tried to do something that was conservative, like implement Christian values at school and cripple the EPA, somebody might go for that because you can convince voters that the EPA is sucking up money and not doing anything, and you can convince voters that Christian values are the way to go, but you can't give them this whole package of destroy the earth and Jesus rules type thing, and that's not going to work. So I think it's a little too much, too soon, too fast, but
it will have to be tempered. They'll take this. Mm-hmm.
Calm down, basically. Okay, so will they be caught? Someone sent fentanyl-laced letters to election offices. Will they be caught?
Have any of you read on this?
I did yesterday, but that was in
What
the
did you
class.
get?
Yes.
So, like in multiple states, I didn't hear about this one.
Mm-hmm.
You have not?
Somebody said, was it election offices?
Yes, and Secretary of State offices.
So they sent letters that were laced with fentanyl.
Several states. I don't know how many states. Maybe somebody watching can, one of our family can say how many. Group of person who sent the fentanyl.
And Peggy's saying that the mail caught most of them. So they got some that made it to destinations.
We're going to do it again, too. I'm getting they're going to do it again, and the second time they catch them. There's some sort of evidence that will bring them to justice because they were trying to do people in. There's like a network behind this, I get.
Yeah.
Not the first time, anxiety kind of out in the cold, but when they do it again, they get the evidence, like they get enough. There's at least 2 people involved in this. I getting all these 2 cards. There's at least 2 people, maybe 3.
Yeah, I got a partnership too. This isn't just one person. I do think they'll get caught because there's a lead, you know, and this could mean that there's still something else. But yes, I get yes.
Mm-hmm. I think too that whoever you catch, don't stop searching. There may be a fall guy or fall guys in this to where 2 people on the surface look as though they're the ones who did it, but it is much more than that. And I'm not saying that there's some, well, it could be too, network of people sending out dirty letters or anything, but it's a mindset, and it's on the internet, on the Facebook groups, on the this, on the that. They all get together and want to do horrible things because they're horrible people type thing. They're mentally ill. I'll say
Watch the social media, like through social, that kind of thing.
Wherever they spread lies and gossips, go there, because that's where it is. Okay.
Because they like to brag on themselves when they do crimes.
Mm-hmm. That's how a lot of those people with the Jan 6 got caught. It's, look where I was. Yeah, look where you are now, though. So, what was my question? I had it just now. Where'd it go? Oh, Sean Patrick Cirillo, Cirillo. Sean Patrick Cirillo. I want to know what his motivations were. He called the offices of Marjorie Taylor Green and threatened to kill her. And the staff, of course, turned it in. And I do not advocate violence, so I just wanted to put that out there first, too. But he threatened to kill her and put statements out like, you're not going to be in office, I'm paraphrasing, you're not going to be in office forever and payback is coming, or something of that nature. And so what were his motivations? Is he deranged? Is he alone? What is his motivations? Because this could be another one of those Facebook group type of things. Because just because you don't like her does not mean that this kind of thing doesn't exist on both sides. And so what was his motivation? Was it just her? Or is he encouraged? Sean Patrick Cirillo.
Sean Patrick Cirillo.
It's motivation or public service. I ain't fooling with y'all today.
Dog catcher.
Got a wife with fishy, itchy kitty and doesn't like it.
Okay. Well, there's that then.
When did you drop she went from Monostat to Fishy Itchy Kitty?
Well, you use Monostat for fishy, itchy
Right,
kitty.
I know, but right.
So it's like both.
I know.
He's a talker. And I think he has been talking to other people, whether it's social media or whatever. He's erratic, so mentally maybe a little ill. But he also has felt very downtrodden and decided to take an action. He looks at her as, isolates her as the thief, the sneaky person. He's just bullying her, trying to show strength. But I don't think he's alone. I think, he may have other people that he's talked to. There may be more communication that comes out about him.
Yeah. I think he's very emotional. Like he's really emotional, and a bit on the immature side. I also don't think he likes something she did around children. So I don't know what this is, if it was like the David Hogg thing, or I don't know what this is.
She's got rumors going around online too, type of thing.
Yeah, something about the younger people, or that I just don't think has come out quite yet. So, and it could be just something that he read, information that he was fed or given.
He's paid for by Bobert. That's great. Thank you, Margaret, for that one.
His name is Sean Patrick Bobert, actually.
Just kidding, for entertainment purposes only.
I get this is he didn't act alone, but I don't think he has like a network of people that are trying to be all ninja with this or anything, but he is a person that does need to go within because he is troubled inside. I don't know what it is either, but there is something around, maybe it's motherhood and children. Maybe he doesn't, I don't know. There's an aspect to that too, because these come together with the Empress and the Page of Cups. There's some sort of, I think it's birth. And so maybe he is pro-choice, and I don't know. It's something like, because this is like my surprise, you're pregnant type thing. And then there's your real pregnancy part. But he does have somebody else that is sort of aligned with his value, but I think he is definitely not stable. Well, of course you're not. If you're threatening to kill somebody, there has to be a little something wrong.
And granted, she would make you lose your cool on a phone call, right?
Yeah.
I mean, granted. So just bite your tongue, people.
That's why I'm trying to walk the line of saying we do not advocate violence over here at the Tarot's Apprentice. So, but
You say your piece calmly and as an adult and leave the threats out.
But if David Hogg was my son and you're marching behind him after he survived a school shooting and you're accosting him the way you are, I'm just saying.
Threaten him at the ballot box.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next question is lost. Where did it go? was petty, but I'm gonna go back to it anyway.
Because we are petty boots.
It must be our question.
Oh, there it is. The brothel. There's been a brothel bust, apparently. The feds have busted a sophisticated brothel network that has serviced, I'm reading from the Who Are These People? Business Insider. And they have serviced politicians, pharma executives, and other high-profile clientele. Now, you get no judgment from me, okay? You do your do. That's all I'm saying. But it is still illegal, so here we go. But what the question is are there going to be any household names, people that we would know from the political sphere, that are caught up in this brothel network bust? That's what I want to know.
Okay.
Any household names, not just Tom, who is the state senator in some state we don't have anymore. Is there some household name, some national figure, some Jim Jordan type of thing? Is there a national household name that is going to be caught up in this brothel bust? Because they have arrested people already.
A little bit of what do you call it? Escort service provided with it too, I believe. So maybe Lauren had it's where she used to work.
You do. I don't. Hey, you get no judgment from me, but it is still illegal.
Will there be household name people on the?
My only thing is everybody needs to be voluntary, no trafficking. Other than that, whatever.
Yeah. Somebody quite high up in the Republicans is about to get the crap burdened out of them and judgment passed on them. Bad news.
Even from the big house, maybe.
There might even be a lover boy judge that's like pretty high up that gets caught up in this.
Yeah.
Definitely some businessmen that are going to come out in this. Somebody is trying to block their name from the indictment documents. Redact my name out of that. Somebody knows they're on the list. They don't want their image tarnished.
Oh yeah, Chris Wickinson saying the guy in the wheelchair knows all the names. He got booted for it. That is
Michael Croft, or not Michael.
Madison Cawthorn.
Madison Cawthorn. Our new neighbor here in my town.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. All right. This is my internet card. So I'm going to say tech people, big techie, big tech people. And definitely people we know. Oh, boy. Yep, definitely. I have a quick question, though, because this whole story came out. I did a reading on it to see if we were going to find out anything about Mr. Epps, the list coming out. And then people started texting me saying, well, the records, the Lolita plane logs were. Now, isn't Marsha Blackburn, she's the one that subpoenaed, isn't she the nutcase with the hair out to here or something? Isn't she the record that has like the Cruella DeVille locks going on?
With the rats and everything in the hair.
So maybe she's trying to protect someone by all of a sudden subpoenaing these things?
Because she apparently, what was it, a Supreme Court hearing or something like that, and she burst in with this. I want the flight logs of Epstein's plane all of a sudden. Like, what does that have to do with what we're doing now? But I mean, hey, get it, fine, whatever, but
because they want to go after like Bill Clinton, who flew on Lolita Express, and all the Dems that did. Never mind the Republicans that did.
Go for it. They're them lawyers too. Somebody is going to go for the rest of them. So, I think that's one of them swinging doors that you do not want to kick open because it comes back the other way too. Ask Donald Trump how that works. So there's that. Yes, there is a Republican in office, or at least was here with my Republican card, and then the Hierophant. There's also a speaker of religion. I don't know if they're a pastor or if they're just a motivational speaker, but I wouldn't get motivational would be more like Page of Cups for me. So this is like a preacher of some sort, or a speaker of religion, or a person who is a zealot. So maybe it's a politician, but they're religious zealot at the same time, like
Another one.
Like a Pitts, or it's not him, I'm sure. But
That's why you dropped out of running.
he won't even take his suit off at the gym, so I'm pretty sure it's not him. Then there is something too I have also about the tech world. There's my internet card, and there's my technology card. There's a tech executive there. And never mind.
What?
Because I don't want to implicate, because that's not what I'm trying to do. But that tech executive may also have a car company too, but or investments in such. I'm not saying that that's who that is, so don't say that I said that. I'm just saying there's my technology, and then there's my automotive. But again, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying that.
No.
But yes, will we have some household names? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. At least 3. Lord. Okay, let's move on, shall we? Speaking of 3, there's 3 children: Ivanka, Donald, and Eric, who are in charge of selling their mother's house. Ivana Trump's house was listed for $26.5 million. It has now had a $4 million price cut, and so it is now at $22.5. If y'all are interested out there, you go right ahead. But it's not getting any looks because of everything that is surrounding it, not to mention Donald Trump being who he is, and he's also involved in that whole situation. Not that he's involved in the whole situation, but she was married to him, and then sort of carries a cachet that people don't like because he destroys everything that he touches. Will her house sell? If you were to do
a house or a condo?
It's a condo, I believe. I think
Okay.
it is.
Is this where
I thought it was a house.
Is it a house?
I thought so. On the Upper East Side.
Because the article just said it was a $26 million house, and it has a $4 million price cut. But I thought she lived in, a high-rise type of thing, but not a high-rise, but a condo.
She bought it, when she got divorced, and it was a great investment. It's gone up in value, but I thought it was a house around the corner from one of her
a townhouse in Manhattan. Maybe Patricia Franzino would know.
Robin, if nothing else, we know it has stairs, don't we?
You know it has. Ooh. So the
But
question is,
not.
It's a townhouse. Okay.
So the question
I just want to know, will it sell? That was my question.
Will it sell?
Yeah. Or will it sell soon if you want to put a time?
Will it sell soon?
Actually, I'm going to do a different spread.
And trying to sell it before they get it taken away from them and all their corruption.
They don't want to live in it. Just go and live in it.
Well, they can sell it and pay some of their fines.
Yeah. Or rent it out, do an Airbnb.
Ew.
Yeah. You might get some metaphysical people that would love to stay in there.
Yeah. You know she's hanging out in there.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it'll sell, but at a loss. I think some people are worried that there might be spirit activity in it.
Stephanie Trillam Tarot says, Carpet, crystal chandeliers, ornate gold upholstery, and a Pepto pink marble bathroom.
And I get people look at it differently, that they're like conflicted because of the Trump name attached to it. It'll sell, but it'll sell at a loss from what they're asking for it. Like there's going to be a bigger loss.
Yeah, it sells at a loss. I get too. They don't get what they want for it. That's amazing because it could just be renoed. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. What did you get, Johnny?
I think it is sold to a person who is connected with them. Kind of like people who were in Russia and they bought Trump apartments and they never lived there. So this may be a favor, or this may be some sort of quid pro quo type of thing. Like, okay, I'll give you the $20 million or the 19.8 for your mother's house, and you make sure that I get an audience with the king, or whatever the case may be. Because challenging the Reed is the King of Pentacles. This is my card for property, and so it is not. It's not the one people want there on the Upper East Side. But somebody that is connected with them will come and save the day. Knight of Swords is the chivalrous knight who will save the day but lacks detail and focus. And so it has nothing to do with the property. It has something to do with something else. You go right ahead. I mean, if you just got $19 or $19 million to throw away, then I mean, TarotsApprentice.com.
Yeah.
I could use at least 17 of those. I mean, okay. Catfight, McCarthy, and Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace is the one who wore the scarlet letter A, right? And said that he shouldn't be here. Get out of here, pal. And so now he's saying the same thing, is that she needs to not be in her position anymore either, because I don't like her and she's ugly. And he threw pudding snacks at her or something.
Power struggle.
What I want to know, though, is Republican Party-wise, will anything come of that? Will it fracture the party more, or are they just done with McCarthy and it doesn't matter? Because he looks like he's a bit on a revenge tour. He's going to target Gates. He's going to target Nancy Mace. But right now, it seems like it's just him. So is this going to fracture the party even more? And there's going to be some fighting going on? Or is it just him and this will be an old story?
Are you selling tickets?
I am. $19 million. Lord, let them all eat each other. That's what they keep doing. So.
Mm-hmm. That's what we kept doing for years.
Yeah. But I don't understand why they don't see that's what's happening, though.
This is going to grow. This fracturing is going to grow. It's going to get worse before it gets better. The corruption, the deep state has gone on a long, long time. It's just going to grow. They are so burdened. They're all so erratic. They can't get on the same page. And they're going to lose to Biden. They're just unbalanced. And it's all about money, and how they can work together for money.
Yeah, they got money, but some of the foreign, for entertainment purposes only, some of the foreign money that was paid to them, some of that could be coming out. There's some explosive information coming out very quickly. They're going to start telling on each other. They're not only going to eat each other's young, they're going to tell on each other. Coming up. This is big.
Will is fractured, yes, and this plays really, really good for Biden and his administration. So right now he's trying to manipulate people to be on his side. Not manipulate, but like call in favors. They're kind of with him anyway, but he needs some support for his in particular. Because mind, it's not like he's going after 1,000 people, but there are a few that he wished to weaken. And I don't think he has thought that all the way through, because in his mind, it's like weaken them, take them out, replace them with another Republican. Thank you, Claudia. But that's not guaranteed. You could weaken them, take them out, and replace them with a Democrat. So that's one of those things to where you do need to be careful about that swinging door thing. Because there is going to be a lot of old friends called in, also a lot of childish behavior. So they are doing a lot of planning behind the scenes on how to steal each other's ball and not give it back and blah, blah, blah. There's some schemes happening, Seven of Swords, to oust someone. The Five of Pentacles, that's what happened to him. He is also trying to get that to happen to her. And so there is some schemes to do these in particular things. Again, swinging doors. She didn't think about that either. All battleground within our government, which, I mean, it's mildly entertaining, and at the same time, shouldn't y'all be doing some work? God, I can't stand it. But speaking of hurting Republicans, though, I have a question. We have all said that the Republican majority is not MAGA. The Republican majority is still Republican. They're just crippled by the MAGA because the MAGA is a little more crazy. And they're loud, and thus they feel like that's the majority. It's kind of like when people on the outside of this country look on the inside of this country, and we look like we're all the same thing, and we're not. When you look at the Republican Party, it's not all the same. When you look at Russia, they're not all Vladimir Putin. So it's one of them things. Generalizations do hurt perceptions. And right now they are having a Trump or bust campaign, to where if you do not vote for Donald Trump, we're not voting, period. And kind of like they did with the Bernie bust and all that. And so right now we got the front runners are DeSantis and Nikki Haley. Ramaswamy, I think, is fading away little by little, but he's still there. But they have Trump or bust.
Because he's scum.
He's scum.
He's scum.
Will that actually hurt their chances in 2024, though? Is my question.
Because they're all holding out for Trump.
But they're not the majority. But they could be enough to where it hurts their chances at the presidency.
They're not the majority in the country, but they're a big chunk of the Republican Party, obviously. I would just hope that Trump one day will debate Vivek Ramaswamy, because they both interrupt so much. I just think that would be the most hysterical debate ever.
Maybe he'll call him a nasty woman too.
I would love to see them on a debate stage, like when they get it down to the top 3 or something, get Trump in there to debate him.
He's another worm. He's a scummy worm.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something about him, Jen?
No, he is just scum. Couldn't have said it better myself. And this is from an ambassador who's used to diplomacy, loses it and calls him a scum.
Because he talked about her Jiren.
Yeah, I mean, an ambassador usually knows how to hold their cool with leaders and diplomacy.
I think she did. I think that was on purpose, because she's trying to make him look like a non-factor.
Yeah,
and so it's like, kind of shoo him away type of thing. Like he's not really a threat to her, which I don't think he is, actually.
Yeah, I get, in general, America is done with their bullying. and all their little conspiracies working together and everything they've been doing for a long time. So, and again, I get the growing concerns of women, women, abundance of women, and I think the Republicans are gonna lose. Bad news card. They're just, it will hurt them.
I get it will hurt them too. They're not even seeing what they're not even aware completely what they're doing. There's Johnny's famous, if you don't address the 2 of Swords, you're going to end up with the 10 of Swords card. But Pooty and is trying to send oligarchs, and he's like, hey, we can be a family. I'll pay you guys. I'll pay everybody. Let's try to pull it together. I don't think he can even do it because the High Priestess is there in the death card. So I think they're just, and more, and we haven't even hit we've only seen the tip of the iceberg. So there's so much more. They're going to do so much more. And when younger people find out that they're trying to slip these birth control stipulations that an employer can fire you if you're on birth control into these bills already. He already did it. He already tried to slip it in there in the first thing he did.
Lord. First of all, there's different kinds of birth control. And second of all, everybody who takes birth control is not trying to get pregnant or trying to stop from getting pregnant. Some of them help with your menstrual cycle and your cramps. But you'd know that if you just Google it or at least asked somebody. Or cared anything outside of your own little testicles. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, will it hurt them? Kind of yes and no. There is the 2 of Cups. There's an agreement with the higher ups, maybe like the RNC or something like that, to where we're going to put forth the candidate that we need, and then we're going to put all the money behind them and da-da-da-da-da. So those who count are going to count, and they're going to always have a MAGA problem, because that's what Donald Trump is there for, to drain the swamp so that the beast can live. And so they're out now. And so they're going to have some agreements for who should be the front runner, how and ever. There are a lot of people who are on the outs, and they're taking their vote with them. And so there's going to be a lot of this type of behavior. It's just, I don't think it's in the numbers to where it was going to matter anyway, because I don't think you can beat Joe Biden, even if he had 10 Israels. I don't really think you can, but anything can happen. I don't think you can, but I don't think the numbers that they would have voted for you in were going to give you enough to beat Joe Biden. So will it hurt you? Perspective. You were not going to win anyway. But what you do need to do, what I will say when it comes to will it hurt you? Yes, is because this still matters. Because this is going to hurt you down ticket, and this is also going to hurt you in the next election too, because they're also not coming back. Unless Trump dies, then they're still going to cling to him. And so this is something you have to address, because it's something you need to correct and turn around. But you can't, because it's 2 different ideologies. George Bush and Donald Trump, although both equally horrid, are not equally the same. And so there's something different there, to where GOP Bush and MAGA Trump are not the same thing. And so it hurts, but it doesn't at the same time. Because you're not going to beat Joe Biden. You just can't, I don't think.
If I can give a shout out to Jan B in the chat, she's the one that does our thumbnails for like Halloween and Christmas and our fundraisers, New Year's Eve fundraisers and stuff. So thank you, Jan, for that. But Jan was just commenting, I was Googling it, confirming Tim Scott just suspended his campaign after introducing his secret girlfriend that he's been dating for a year this past week at the debate. So I find that rather interesting.
Tim Scott, the African Americans.
Yeah, the one that preached about
Wait a minute, Tim Scott, the Christian African American,
the celibate one who produced 57 years old, like they all suspect, well, is he a 57-year-old virgin? What's going on? And then he suddenly presents this girlfriend he's been seeing for over a year that nobody's ever seen him around with. And now he's dropped out of the race.
Wait a minute, Tim Scott, the Christian African Americans who said that he was here and God called him and he was protecting him and
yeah, God just told him no, he dropped out. He answered all prayers.
Oh, okay.
Poor Tim.
Well, I mean, he can't. But wait a minute, is he married?
No.
Yeah.
Well, why can't he have a girlfriend then?
Tim Scott has preached about celibacy like for years, and so he was being challenged by his donors because who wants a single president, right, in the White House? It's happened before. We've had widowers or whatever. So he suddenly produced this girlfriend that nobody had ever seen him with at the end of the debate last week.
And now he has suspended his campaign.
Suspended because he had less than 1%. So
yeah, because wasn't nobody gonna vote for your black ass. That's why. Republican
after
Party.
producing your girlfriend, I was actually going to ask, is that girlfriend a front, or are they really involved? She's 40 something. He's 57. I think she's like 43 or something like that. Has a couple of kids.
Okay. Well, let's ask then. Because I didn't know anything about this. I forgot about him, actually.
Yeah, he's forgettable.
Is the girlfriend a front?
Yeah.
Is the girlfriend real?
Because he had all this pressure. Like, people kept asking him in press conferences because he preached about celibacy so much, no sex except in marriage. Like, they kept asking him, well, then are you a virgin?
At 57? I mean, you can be at 57.
Are you a virgin? Because you keep preaching celibacy.
But because here's the thing, too. Here's another thing, too. Because I will tell you this from my years in the church. The moment people find out you're single, the first thing they want to do is hook you up with somebody. Oh, brother such and such should date sister such and such. That's the first thing they want to do every time. So I don't believe that he's never had a girlfriend at all in 57 years of being a Christian. At all.
Or boyfriend.
Or anything. The four sisters of Palm Street.
Is he a Lindsey Graham type?
Okay. Well, is that his girlfriend?
I get a big fat no. Magician's on his side. I can't even fake it right. I can't. And I'm so by myself. There is no way that's his girlfriend. Please.
Nope. She's bought and paid for, so she's escort service. It's like, nope. That was for the fundraisers or the donors. Nope.
What's going on here? Okay.
Nope. She wouldn't have anything to do with him unless it was conspired and money involved. Yeah, that's gaslighting. That's a front. She's a beard.
Well, he's all by lonesome, so no, that's not his girlfriend. There's the
What is
hermit,
that, the hermit?
the hermit and the fool. So he is by himself. I think he's got a.
He doesn't need an accountability partner.
He's got a journey problem to where if he meets you on Sunday, then he wants marriage and children's on Monday afternoon. And there's something to his dating life, if I'll call it, because I got the Knight of Cups too. So he's been on dates before. There's something to his dating life that goes erratic and way too fast. And it also has something to do with his mentality. It's not secure.
Like
It's
immature?
Immature.
Yes.
No,
Big
premature. Never mind.
Yes. It's no. he doesn't have. He would want if he was to want a wife, I'll be nice. If he was to want a wife, he wants a Edith Bunker type of wife. I want you to be home. I want you to have kids. He wants somebody to look good with him in the picture. You can look like Michelle Obama in the picture. You just can't be accomplished like Michelle Obama in the picture. You have to be a beard. You have to make me look nice. Basically,
He didn't look like any Michelle Obama to me.
No, he ain't getting that business. Maybe Michael Obama. Anyway, so moving on.
Okay, let's move
on. Also, big losses for the Moms for Liberty. They have ran in a few races and they have lost them all. What I would like to know. What I'd like to know is, are they going to continue running for office? Because they're being funded by some shadow groups, apparently. Mm-hmm. And that came under some scrutiny because they're also somehow connected to Steve Bannon, too. So are they going to continue to put people up to run for office, this Moms for Liberty?
Okay. I was absolutely gleeful.
He always has to put his butt in my face.
It
stinks.
All right. Moms for Liberty. Right.
I get they've got some new people they're partnering up with that are going to try to grow them because they're getting spread a little bit thin after losing in this last election. They're getting ready to have some big problems and judgment passed on them, though. Something legally coming in and making them very nervous. I don't know what this is. Maybe election interference or something, because they're trapped in it.
They're trapped in Liberty Land?
Yeah, they're trapped in something that they've worked on. It's not good. So that might constrict them a little bit once that happens.
I think they're going to continue to give them, I mean, they know that they got shut out. I mean, come on. They got shut out big time. They hit the wall of the emperor. But they are going to try to get some more people in there, but they're going to try to temper it and get like more family, make it not so outspoken. So they're still working on it, but they are going to have some problems. But they're still working on it. That's what I'm getting anyway. Like they'll temper it, like that Project 2025 or something. But there's big problems.
That's what I get. There is something around trying to shrink a message or make it a little more palatable to where it sounds innocent or it's packaged better with the Temperance and the Six of Cups. It's one of those things to where you can accept this a little more because it sounds happy. Fairy tales. It's political speech. They're getting better at it, basically. They are going to have some issues, though, around their partnerships. These ones here that sort of bind them to their in particular standards, they will have some issues with that, especially when it comes to running for different types of offices in the school board or whatever it is. Why do you know such and such, and how do we know that that doesn't influence you when you come into here? And so that type of thing is going to cause some issue. There's a man here, or property actually, that is going to be a focal point with the Moms for Liberty. And this in particular property has been donated or is being used by them as a headquarter, and it shouldn't be.
What, like a library?
No, like if some one of them that's supposed to be, this like one of the little CEO people of them had her chapter of the Moms of Liberty give her husband a bunch of money to run for office. So they got some favors from somebody, or they got a house that's in somebody's name or was paid for by somebody. Like they're getting things that they shouldn't get as people who are running for offices. And so that's going to be a problem going forward. And it's going to be a property that comes into question. This is down the line now. Okay. And it may be a school too. Maybe they're trying to influence a school or trying to get public funds for one too, or private school or something like that. But there's some sort of property that's called into question. It has something to do with them specifically though.
Maybe like charter schools or getting rid of public schools. Yeah.
Last question.
It better be funny, Johnny.
Never. I don't do funny over here.
Now who's lying?
This is quite serious though. Jacob Chansley, Chansley, Jacob Chansley, who is the self-proclaimed QAnon shaman, attacked Jan 6, all that good stuff. Now he wants to run for Congress.
The Q Shannon?
Yes.
The organic vegan?
Yes. With the horns and the whole Braveheart paint and all. Yes. There in Arizona, Secretary of State office indicating that he planned to run for Libertarian for the state's 8th congressional district. So he has filed paperwork for the state's 8th congressional district. Republican Representative Debbie Lesko, she now holds the seat and she will not seek re-election in 2024. Now, there are 2 other people running for the seat and they have both lost. Well, one guy ran for that seat. He lost. The other person ran for something else and also lost. So they don't have like a big winner's ticket coming in. So he's not the worst candidate on.
Like, okay, the last time you were in the Capitol, you served time for it. So, yeah, you want to get back to the Capitol.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Will you
So can we ask what are his chances?
What state is this in?
Arizona. He's
Well, of course it is.
8th congressional district. He wants to go back to the
At
scene
least you
of the
didn't say
crime.
Florida.
It's like, okay, kick him off the ballot because he participated in an insurrection.
I'm saying.
What happened to that? What happened to that rule?
He has filed paperwork.
They do, if I remember right, have a Democrat attorney general. I wonder if they have a Democrat governor. Do they have a Democrat Secretary of State that could keep him off the ballot?
Those total of 12 candidates running for that seat. Yeah, he ain't gonna get it. I mean, we don't get card for that. I just wanted to poke fun. So
Start speaking with Carrie Lake.
but stranger things have happened. So what are his chances? The insurrectionist wants to run for high office.
With or without his horns.
Mind you, convicted already. So they let him see. This is everybody saying 14th Amendment is he qualified? They let him file paperwork, is what I'm saying. Why did he even get that far? His identity is known. It's not like this is, oh, that's that guy I forgot. Oh, we already turned his paperwork in. No, they let him file paperwork.
Yeah. What's it mean for him? Yeah, no, big changes, death card. I get that, he's got friends in the Republican Party that kind of put him up to this. They're like, oh, you can secure this. But I get, no, it goes to a woman.
I get, no, there's somebody high up in government that says, I'm going to beat you with your horns and you have to go home.
Mm-hmm. Word of warning, night
that's the governor, because they have a female Democratic governor. Maybe that's the female governor I was getting that claims
there too. But there's a fantasy and a fairy tale in his mind, and I get it.
The jungle.
It's like, sir, no. It's just no. Just go sit down somewhere. Here's my problem with you, okay? You got a second chance now. You're not currently in jail, which you should be forever, but you're not currently. And you're supposed to take that time and that blessing as it is and reshape, refocus, reroute thy life into something better. If you were a real shaman, you'd understand that. It's not just some goof with horns on his head that he got out of the party galaxy somewhere. There's with these people, Jesus. Satan, come get your kids immediately.
Hell's getting pretty full right now.
That's why they all up here.
just the amount of reservations to get there or get
standing
there.
room only right now.
Trump said he knew his mom and dad were looking over him and so proud of him. It's like the comedian that was filling in on the Daily Show. She said they're not looking down on you; they're looking up at you.
Is that where they are right now? Is that where they are?
Yep.
It's a little warm.
Oh, wow. He keeps saying that Obama's he's losing it. He is losing
He's either losing it or he's faking it to make it look like he's losing it.
Or he never got over the fact that Obama beat him number one, and Obama's better than him number two, and Obama made fun of him in front of everybody number three.
He's got rental space for free in his brain 24/7.
That's what I thought too. He has rent.
Because it ain't even like, Obama's the star of the football team and he's got all this scandal but no, he's like the star of the football team and he gives to charity and things. He's like that perfect person that Donald Trump just hates because you can't be anything like that. And yet you really can if you try.
Obama's vice president went on to be president.
And beat you too. Ain't that special?
Trump's vice president got a fly on his head and dropped out.
Lord, look at God trying to tell you something. That's all that is. Obama and Biden both beat you. And they both made fun of you at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yes, they did.
So Biden's pretty funny too. So there's that. So that's all I got, y'all. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us. Next week will be on Jen Lynn's channel. And as I said, I do have classes starting January 7th. Email me if you want to reserve a spot. And if you need a reading, thewayofpositivechange.com and jenlyntarot.com. I recommend both, for I have had readings from them both. And I just told Jen last week, I said she did 2 readings for me, and they both came to pass in 2 weeks, in the same week.
And I
was sitting in the car, and I'm like, damn that Jen.
I didn't even remember what I'd said to him. I was like, oh, that's too funny.
I did, because life was like, here it is. And I'm like, okay, there you go. Same with when I had Lori did a reading for me. And I remember distinctly because she was saying about my taxes, because I was doing a thing, not taxes, but it was some tax paperwork I had to file with Pennsylvania. And I was like, well, I ain't going to do it at all because I don't live in Pennsylvania and the LLC people can do it. And I don't know. I had a whole bunch of stuff where I'm not going to be out of this. And she was like, no, don't wait. Do it now because this. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't. So if you do get a reading, pay attention. remembers readings are insights, not instructions, so it ain't something you have to do, but pay
You know,
attention.
I like how John Edwards says it. It's not a prediction, it's a probability based on the direction the energy is moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that because it
I believe I said that first, but he could have it. That's okay.
And try to remember to record your readings. You know, if you meet face to face, I mean, at least use your phone to do an audio recording, because you want to be able to look back at it a year later.
And if anybody tells you can't record this, ask them why. And then
That's right. Don't have that reading. Can't record it. Don't have that reading.
Yes. What is it you're afraid you're not going to say?
Yeah, that's your report card. That's your progress report.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.